Zuma and his counterpart Robert Mugabe will see the two countries deliberating on the existing bilateral agreements and then exploring strategies to boost economic growth. For more, we're joined on the desk by SABC's Channel Africa's Izak Khomo. Good afternoon, Izak. It's been a while. Great to have you on the desk as usual.
Thank you for having me.
Izak, I want us to start off by speaking of the significance of a meeting of this nature and just give us some insight or a sense of the layered political, historical and economic relationship we share with Zimbabwe.
Okay. Well, it's a lot. It's a tall order. But all the same, South Africa and Zimbabwe, they've got a sort of a very long relation. Yeah, that does not start with the post-independence or the 1994 or the Zimbabwean struggle. It starts with the formation of Rhodesia. You know, you could see that the governor of Cape Town, Cecil Rhodes, he was instrumental. Yeah, in actually sort of having his company, the British South Africa Company, which went and colonized Zimbabwe. Yeah, it was under the company, and eventually it was taken over as a crown colony. So basically, even the settlers from Zimbabwe, the initial settlers were South Africans. And economically, basically, the Zimbabwean economy in the settler colonial days, it was just an appendage of the South African economy. Yeah. So you fast forward it to the UDI area, to the UDI period. With the UDI period, you find that there were sanctions which were placed against Zimbabwe, against Rhodesia, sorry. Yeah, but they were not very successful because South Africa never did not abide to those sanctions, British imposed sanctions, and they had the support of South Africa, economically, and also militarily. But then we can fast forward it now to the independence of Zimbabwe. Now with the independence of Zimbabwe, it was the liberation movements which came over and took power in both two areas. And they had been partners in the fight against settler colonialism. And then they've been supportive of each other, economically, not more so economically, but politically.
Yes.
When it came to economic matters, I think things got out of hand. Yeah, but still, Zimbabwe and South Africa's got a great interest in Zimbabwe.
Izak, why is a strong Zimbabwe vital in terms of stabilizing the SADC region? Because we are seeing more robust efforts when it comes to engagement with Zimbabwe.
Yeah, you see, Zimbabwe is very important as far as the SADC region is concerned. Simply because the collapse of Zimbabwe will have a drastic effects, as it's having now to the other member countries. And the first drastic event is the outflow of the Zimbabwean population. Yeah, the Zimbabwean, could say the middle class, is no longer in Zimbabwe, it's out of Zimbabwe. But it's not only encompass the middle class, those ones that can be absorbed easily into the neighboring countries, but it's the working class and the semi-employable people who actually are here in South Africa, and that actually destabilizes not only the demographics but the economics, yeah, of the neighboring countries, the political, economic situation of, say, South Africa, yeah, where that you've got a lot of Zimbabweans who are getting to the informal sector, and the informal sector in South Africa is saturated with unemployed South Africans, and that tends to create tension. So basically, it's very important for SADC countries and member countries to be stabilized.
Izak, I'm afraid I'm going to have to interrupt you there. We will pick it up in a few minutes. Let's cross live to Philippi in the Western Cape.